going on, guys? Well, we're going to hop on into it here today with Jamie Phi with Supremescapes. Super excited about this shop tour coming at you guys. Jamie is one of the most salt of the earth, real deal friends and fellows that I follow on social media. Was able to befriend him over the last couple of years, and the dude's got it going on. All things being said, we're going to hop on into it here, but I just want to say a big thank you to the shop tour sponsors, LMN, Cujo Yardware, and Ballard Products. Specifically on today's video, LMN. We can't thank them enough for their partnership and their sponsorship for the Brian's Law Maintenance YouTube channel and bringing this great content to you guys. We'll talk a little bit more about them later in the video, but I do just want to say, if you guys want a free trial or save 10% if you decide to commit, promo code Brian will save you guys 10%. We'll make sure to leave links in the description down below so you guys can check them out. That being said, let's go jump on down to Cincinnati, Ohio and see the Supremescape shop tour. Let's check it out. All right, guys, hopping on into it here today, all the way down in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, over here in the country, hanging out today with my boy Jamie Phi with Supremescapes. What's up, brother?
What's up, dude?
How we doing?
I'm doing all right.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. First off, holy cow, beautiful place, beautiful yard. The guys just did a morning rollout. Everything went off without a hitch.
Without a hitch.
So far, so good.
No rain today.
That's right. Came down last night, though.
It did, yeah.
Wow, wow. This guy's calm as a cucumber. I love it. He's got a huge operation here today. Very excited about showing you guys what Jamie's built over here. Is this technically Cincy, or where are you guys at?
Cincinnati's about 20 minutes west of us. So,
okay. What city are we in right here?
This is Newtown.
Newtown,
yep.
Gotcha. And they do have a Chick-fil-A, so they're on the map.
Yeah, we do.
And I cleaned them out this morning.
We're civilized.
Yeah. I cleaned them out this morning, getting a bunch of chicken biscuits or whatever for the guys. Yeah. So hopefully everybody enjoyed those. But thanks for opening up the shop. When I was explaining that we're gonna be doing a shop tour again, about a month and a half ago, you said, hey, like if you wanna come on down, we're always an open book. And you do some business coaching, have grown a pretty good business here. Things are going pretty well.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Awesome. Well, let me do this. I'm gonna turn the camera around, let me reset up, and if you wanna give us a tour, here we go.
Awesome. Welcome, guys. My name's Jamie Phi. I started Supremescapes 13 years ago. Just started with a mower and a truck, just like a lot of you guys have. And we've just kind of grown it into this thing, putting one foot in front of the other. And yeah, humble beginnings, and we're kind of doing the thing now. So starting off, like everybody, you run your business out of your parents' garage or whatever you can, a storage unit. Brian, you did that for years.
Yep.
And eventually you get to the point where you can make a play on a piece of land. I think there's a lot of guys doing that right now in the industry, building garages and all that stuff. So, you get to a point where the doors open and you can buy a property, and this is absolutely what happened to us. This property came available. It's kind of dead center in like our entire operation. So like our mulch supplier is 1 minute down the road there. Our mowing dealer is right across the street here. So if a mower breaks down, we don't throw it on a trailer, we pick it up on a Bobcat and take it right across the street.
That's awesome.
Our irrigation company is one door over. So we've just I would say fell ass backwards into this property, and it's been a big blessing. There's no reason why us, the small little fish, should have even been able to bid on this property. Large outfits over here could have just stored their trucks here. So really, really thankful. All glory to God on that one. It really, really has worked out for us.
Let me just interrupt. What do you think, like a 4 or 6 acre site over here?
No, this is just 2.
Oh, really?
Just 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we make it look big.
Yeah, you really utilize the space.
Yeah, we make it look big. We're in like phase 1 right now. So we'll go through all the history of, what happened here. But yeah, so I'll show you. This is the original 1890s farmhouse for this whole land. So this all used to be cornfields. And we were blessed to buy this house, renovate it. My wife and I actually lived here for the past 4 years. And then, so we just purchased a property, kind of our forever home, which is another blessing. We've been out for about 5 months. So that is awesome. We've currently got it renovated on the inside. It's just got some offices on the top floor. My wife and I are in here, our design office and our maintenance office, bathrooms, kitchen, all that stuff. We might go in there. Conference room, we got the vibe board. We'll probably walk through it. Very long story short, this was a residential property for quite some time, and we had the vision to convert it into this commercial space. We started out with a very small garage. We'll go over here where this Bobcat's parked. Long story short, the original garage that was there, we had an electrical fire, a battery, we don't know what it was, but that burned down in 2022. And so a very long story of insurance and all that stuff. Later, we converted that into a mulch bin area, which we'll look at. but then finally had insurance to come through and build this. Big shout out to my buddy Joel, who took it upon himself to give us an unbelievable deal on this and just bless us in that way. So he was able to rebuild this and keep us whole. So
that's
really
awesome.
thankful for that. So walking through the garage, again, phase one, we've been in it for a year and a half, 2 years now. So we're still kind of figuring out all the organization, but we know enough to be dangerous. We actually just reorganized a little bit. So, and don't roast me on this, but this is our RB 712, not the big fancy crazy thing that you just got.
Right.
This is awesome. This has been a good just blade station. The guys just have some individual tools that they can pull to do mower maintenance or whatever. More of the same, some extra tools. I can't remember where we got this idea, but our shop mechanic just put this together, and we're still figuring out all the labels and everything, but organization, right? The whole industry has been swept by organization, know where everything is. Don't waste the minutes.
Did you guys build this or did you buy it?
Yeah, we just built this in a day.
Oh yeah, okay, super cool.
Yeah, Amazon for the totes, and then, gosh.
I've seen like Facebook ads
I think
where people
we've got
sell
maybe
these, you know?
$300 in this.
Oh, that's not bad.
Half a day of labor and $300. So build this, it's awesome. You know, we used to use all of our expensive pallet racking to keep, you know, little spools of wire and stuff. And it's like, put the big stuff up there. We're still working on that, but yeah, coming through. This is just kind of like our landscape corner, extra tools, kind of a catch-all. Tools, we park some equipment in here to try and keep it out of the weather. We're pretty big on that. We'll go next door and you'll see all the tents that we've had. That's been our MO for like a decade. Get everything out of the weather as possible.
Let me ask you really quick, because you got dingoes and the mulch buggy, or the buggy. Give me a little bit on your business background. What are you guys doing for work and what your business looks like? Because you get a lot more landscape, hardscape type work going on with your company.
So we're exactly 50% maintenance. So mowing, mulching, snow removal, and then 50% design build. So anything from a $2,500 landscape install up to a multi-$100,000 outdoor living space.
Sure.
And we're split right down the middle. So we have two sales guys, one on the maintenance side, one on the design side.
Okay. Perfect. Do you like the mulch buggy? Or,
we love this. I would not recommend, there's gonna be a bunch of controversy on this, but I would not recommend any other buggy than this one. We ran the Canicom, we ran the Cormidi. I've demoed them all. This is the one. It's the longest platform, lowest footprint. Toro is a trusted name. We haven't had a single issue with this thing.
Sweet.
Love it. Love it. Love the dingoes. Again, more flack on that for not having the ditch witch, whatever, but the TX 1000s are just like a really good weight class for us. We can get them in anywhere, low footprint. If we got to move skids and stuff on a site, we'll bring the bigger Bobcat. So eventually, I think once Toro comes out with a platform that's a little bit larger, they have a 1300 right now that we demoed, and it was kind of a flop. Can't really do what we wanted it to do. So
don't they have the TXL 2000?
That's the big boy. The 1300 with the telescoping boom is what we demoed.
Okay.
And it was just uneventful. Yeah, just didn't do what we wanted. So we're gonna stick with the 1000s for now. We've got two of those, and they're awesome. So miscellaneous hardscape, you guys will probably, notice paver vacuum, plate compactors, IQ saw, a lot of other stuff is out on site. Generator, so this is like a catch-all right now. We're still trying to figure out what we want to put on these and like how far we want to do pallet racking and whether or not we want to do pallet racking outside for some things. Normally our snow plows go up here, but they've been doing really well just sitting over there, but they are getting weathered, so that's a big thing. We're trying to figure that out.
I'm right there with you right now. Let me know what you come up with.
Yeah, so, and then when you guys go to build a garage, we had no idea that we weren't allowed to put just like a little, you can see the ledger board up here. Like we had a little mezzanine, I guess is what it's called.
Yep.
So we built that out, and when we went to go get our final inspection, they said it wasn't inspected, or it wasn't part of the original plan. So the second story mezzanine, we broke that down. It was a really good spot for us to store excess lube and oil and just all kinds of stuff. So we'll build that back up. We're taking a break from that for a second. We're just in full production mode right now, with it being April heading into May. So our full-time shop mechanic has been building this out. He's got some background in the automotive world, working at some dealerships. So we've been trying to figure out how to lay this space out that it's just really effective, and that he can get projects done super quickly. We're in the business of time. So the bolt bins, I'm still not sold on this yet. They're pretty expensive to refill from the actual company, so do your math on that. We just go and refill them sometimes. I don't know. This is still kind of an experiment for us. Got some cabinets with just miscellaneous tools and things to stay organized. We are moving toward trying to do more of our tire changes and pressing bearings and all those things. So this is a bearing press here. Basically whatever my mechanic says he's comfortable doing and he shows me he can do it once, then we're gonna rock and roll and invest the money to try to not go off this site for anything. Which brings me to probably our biggest thing here was the truck lift. And we should have done this like the second we waited a little bit, but this has saved so much time and made everything he does a one-person process. I cannot recommend this enough. I think this one was like $3,500, $4,000, and the amount of time it saves, cool. Like that's really cool. But the morale that our mechanic now has to where he can just fold one of these arms out and just throw a mower on here and just, you know, bring this over, put it under the deck and just lift it up. Like that morale for him, I've just watched him be happy in here versus like dealing with a whole bunch of jacks and all that stuff. So that's been really good for us. We've got extra tool bench. This is really cool. So our mechanic is he and I are always talking about ideas to just make things more efficient. And this is a really cool oil catch. And so we were using the one that's just on the floor. I had no idea this thing was even a thing. So apparently this is just like what everybody has in the automotive world. So we got one of those. And the cool thing about this is we are not pumping into our own little like gallons and then taking those 1 by 1 or 5 by 5. We actually bought a tote here, so we pump all of our used motor oil, everything goes into here, and then we'll have a company come to us to suck all this out. Eventually, I think this year, we're gonna actually put this tote behind the garage and plumb through the wall so that he can just pump everything out, just right out of the back of the wall so that we can utilize this space. That's a project for this later this year. Air compressor. We don't have this plumbed. I see a lot of guys plumb it like all over their shop. We just do the hose reels. So these are cool. We got hose reels for that, electrical. I think there's another electrical one on the other side of the garage. That pulls out 50 feet so we can get all the trucks and everything serviced. He can pull that all the way to the back and blow things off and do all this. So that's the garage. It's 40 feet deep by 72 wide. And we don't have spray foam insulation yet. It is so crazy expensive. We are probably looking to do that maybe before this winter, but we'll see how we're gonna do that. Yeah, so you just asked if there were any mistakes in the construction process. One is the company that we had do the flooring. We ended up talking about control joints and they talked me out of control joints. It's not a huge deal structurally, but cosmetically, the hairline fractures end up going wherever they want to instead of hitting that control joint and looking nice and straight, but whatever. That one I'm not too upset about. But you know, building a building, and we were not going to spend to have some big contracting company come in and do what we know how to do, except for the level of our footers here. So when all of the dust is swirling around and you're trying to get the company going in the building, we ended up setting these footers level with the concrete instead of, you know, 4 to 6 inches below so that they're nice and buried. But yeah, it happens. So when we go to do our nice paving surface out here, we'll just have to cut these off and make that look nice, and the insides will be the insides. But we're planning on building a total of 3 of these. So, and shout out to Caleb Alman and John at Green Foundry for these lightsaber lights. They look so cool at night. I saw those on Caleb's and I was just like, I have to do those. So he gave me the link to those. Those look cool.
All right, guys, well, hope you're enjoying the video here with Jamie Fye and Supremescapes. The dude has got it going on, and they've got a great piece of property there, a beautiful facility, a lot of great things going on, and a lot of growth, as you guys can see. Now, one thing that I know Jamie championed on our podcast episode, on the Fully Unfiltered podcast, we'll leave a link in the description down below so you can check out that 45-minute interview, was all about knowing your numbers. And you guys have heard Jamie in the video talk about how they're able to buy a shop machine and different trucks and trailer setups and really get leaned out this last 12, 18 months with their business as they approach 2 million in sales. I know one of the biggest things that it comes down to knowing your numbers is using great software to do it. And a lot of you guys have heard and watched our story over the last about 18 months now as we've onboarded with LMN, who is one of our tour sponsors, and they have been just such a blessing to us to finally know once and for all our numbers, how to bid, how to estimate, and truly know that we're profitable. In fact, I'll tell you guys candidly, over the last 3 or so months, we've had the most amount of cash on hand, growth, and future projected growth because of our pipeline. And I know all those numbers, all those metrics, and all those details because of LMM. I'm very, very grateful for their sponsorship on the Brian's Lawn Maintenance YouTube channel, and of course, the 2025 Shop Tour Series. If you guys have not scheduled a demo just yet or given them a fair shake, if you guys are looking to check out a greater software system, maybe more so than just like a yard book or a jobber, and you really want to dial it in and know your numbers and see what it's all about, I will make sure to leave a link in the description, and you guys can sign up with our code Brian and save 10%. And honestly, all of the signups that you guys take advantage of here, all the kickbacks that we earn from the sponsorships or the affiliate setup goes right back into creating this great content for you guys. So I can't thank you enough for the partnership as you guys use our code signing up with LMM. Everything being said, hopefully you guys are really enjoying these videos. I put my heart and soul into these, and I know the guests do as well. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. Maybe leave Jamie an encouraging word. Let him know how he and his team are doing. And if you guys want to drop a big thumbs up on the YouTube video, I know we would greatly appreciate that as well. All right, that being said, let's hop back into it here and we'll keep it going.
But yeah, so the overall plan is we've got building number 1. Now this is where this was a 24 by 32, I believe. This is where our old garage was. There was like a little door, you couldn't even pull a truck in it, so we were doing oil changes, totally roughing it out here. And then we had the garage fire. We were really trying to figure out what to do. So I was up in the war room just like remapping out like how to lay everything out, because we were kind of gonna keep this for a little while. There's a really interesting thing about this property is like the whole grade has to be brought up out of the 100-year floodplain. So we've been like elevating it slowly with clean fill material, compacting that. Now this is we're getting to this point where this garage has been built, and at this level, we need to keep building out at this, this elevation. And so the next stage is putting the next garage here. And so we're gonna have to play like musical, move everything around, because this whole mulch bin is gonna have to get moved over to the other side of the property. And then the next step in that is bringing all the fill dirt in to compact this and get it builder ready. So that's kind of like the next step for 2026, 2027, I think, is to get that all built out. So we'll have, at the end of the vision, we'll have 3 garages, 9,000 square feet. I think we're gonna build them the exact same as of right now, except for the third one. We might do it a little bit deeper, and taller. But my only problem with that is as soon as you go over a certain square footage, you get into all sorts of regulations, fire suppression systems, all kinds of things. So we're trying to like come in under the radar, get the biggest thing we can without having to play the big game and the expensive game. So we've converted this into our mulch bin here. This is really nice. I did some bar napkin math this year, and our team was over at the depot with 4 guys in a truck sitting in line with 10 other contractors who are trying to get mulch, right? That is a super waste of time. And so really quickly, I made the decision in like a week. So we went ahead and just bought this Bobcat, started loading mulch here. We were just dumping debris here because it was really convenient to dump all of our stuff at the end of the day. So we just converted this into material now. So we'll dump our debris in between these shipping containers. We're going to put some blocks back there and just put everything over there, because this is saving us so much money and time and waste and all that. So 2 big products we use are just triple shredded regular mulch and creek rock. And then we do a bulk pile of 57 limestone, 1 inch, and then a bulk pile of the HPB or 8s or 9s, wherever you are for bedding for paver bases. So we just do those over there. Bobcat goes over there, loads the hardscape guys up. Landscape guys load up here. This was an awesome addition, the Mulchmate trailer. We did that in 2021. Nick with Mulchmate, we were talking and we ended up taking the floor model home. It was a huge surprise. We got a cool picture in front of the Mulchmate with our whole team, and it was a really special time in our company. It was like a big moment. So we've really enjoyed this. It's currently down for some maintenance. We got to do some brake work and stuff on it, so they didn't take it today. Love that unit. Highly recommend. It's awesome. I think we went from like 5 guys in a truck down to 2 to 3, did the same revenue for a year. So you can do the math there real quick. And now we're back up to 4 guys in a truck doing total massive production every day. Again, on the theme of these Shelter Logic tents, they're I think 20 feet by 12 feet wide maybe. We've been rocking these for like the last decade to just keep our dump trailers. Like you can imagine, like you can see how rusty this dump trailer is, and we've garage kept it, you know, tent kept it for so many years. This was my first dump trailer ever back in 2014. We keep all of those loaded in here. Our mowing rig, so currently right now we're running 1 hardscape crew, 1 landscape crew, and 1 mowing crew. A mowing rig goes in here. That's an open trailer. We use all Exmark mowers, laser 60s, 48, 36, and a 30. Back here's just kind of like a catch-all dump right now. Just if there's like a awkward load that we just need to get out of the trailer to go out and do another project, we'll dump stuff back here. All of our excess firewood spoils, like the stuff that's not sellable at the end of when we're doing the trailer, we'll just dump that load back here and then load it out 1 time a year, maybe 2 times a year. Here's just some like extra equipment storage. We had a crazy issue go on with an international truck that we bought that the floorboard rusted out, and so we had to take the whole cab off of it. So I got the guts of an entire international. I don't know what to do with it yet. My buddy's got a bunch of them. I think I'm just gonna give him all that stuff because it's just collecting dust right now. As far as trucks go, we run the F250s. This is a 2016 Home Depot truck. We buy these for super cheap, run them ragged, and then, I don't know, we've had these for so long. Proper maintenance is our thing. Like this mower is a 2008, that one's a 2009, I think. And if you just take care of your stuff, you'll just replace an engine when it's time to replace the engine, and everything else should work fine if you're doing your greasing and all that stuff. We just upgraded our fleet this year. We got rid of 2 really old trucks and got 2 new F250s, 2020, new to us. We don't buy brand new usually. 2022 and a 2021. So the guys are enjoying those. This was a welcome addition for material storage, but we just do all of our bulk materials that we're currently working on a deal with our pine straw company to get us a little bit more. We might get another tent and just pack that full. Again, logistical savings. If our guys don't have to go to the different yards, then we don't want to do that. We just want to go straight from here, right to our job site. We've got firewood racks. Jeremy Swihart years ago, he was doing the laundry baskets for all of his plumbing fittings and stuff. Loved that idea. So we've got a rack back there, some ECM, nitro, sand, all that stuff. So all the stuff we want to keep dry, out of the weather, goes in here.
Love it.
So this is like long-term equipment storage. When we are off season, we will obviously run the mowers. That's one season, and then we'll bring all the salt spreaders and all kinds of stuff. So the mowers go in here in the winter, and that keeps them completely out of the weather. These are wind and water tight, I think is what they call them. So if you order shipping containers, you want to order wind and water tight. There's like an acronym for it, but just make sure. I think we got these for like 3,500 bucks maybe delivered. So they're 40 feet long. So we just got the salt spreaders and all the off-season stuff in here. We've got some actual decals in hopes of branding. We've got some decals going on the back of these. We just added those leaf removal placards to the back of the leaf boxes just to get our brand out there a little bit more. That is money well spent for sure. And then over here, attachment boneyard. We did get a Bobcat E48 this year with the steel wrist attachment. It's down over on a job site, but we'll basically try and keep excavator attachments here, Bobcat dingo attachments, and keep that as organized as we can. I think what we're gonna do long-term is, I was talking about pallet racking outside. I think we're gonna get some like really crappy pallet racking off of Facebook Marketplace that's already like rusted, and then media blast it and paint it. I think you guys just painted all your stuff. Yeah. So I think we're gonna do that. Grab some cheaper stuff that's gonna get beat up, throw some lipstick on it, and then smack it out here, and just throw all these attachments on. Because this is like, we're only on 2 acres. So I have like plans that I've drawn out to scale. So you got to maximize every single little space. We're planning on tripling, quadrupling the business at this site. So 2 acres, it's gonna be a lot of logistics and figuring things out. So that's this. Back here's the international cab that we had to remove. That is such a long story, maybe for a later time. I learned so much through that process with the state, license plates, serial, all the stuff. Back here is, again, just like a catch-all. Our last load of firewood, we went ahead and dumped down back here. It'll season a little bit longer, and then we'll pull the dry pieces out, throw them in a trailer and deliver those first, heading into next fall. Debris dumping, all that stuff here. Junk pallets, sometimes we'll use these to just restack material. Everybody knows what a boneyard looks like. It's like the bane of our existence as hardscapers. You know, you think you're gonna use like, I think this is Bristol Valley, like this was 2 years ago. And I don't know, am I a hoarder? Do I have a problem? I don't know.
That's what saying he does a garage sale.
Oh, he does a garage sale?
Yeah, he does a garage sale.
Yeah, nice. I see like, I see guys do that all the time. The DTE guys, they're like, hey, I got a pallet of this. Caleb out with Third Space does that. So maybe we'll do that. We end up finding random little projects to like do whatever with. So we keep it.
They can't hear me on the mic, but these two are what we're going with our front hand landscaping. I'll buy them off you right now.
You're going Bristol, yeah, you'll buy them off me right now.
And the quartz, right? Or is that what they call that? The black?
Copthorn.
Copthorn.
Yeah, Unilock Copthorn.
That's what we're doing.
Basalt.
Those two.
Oh, dude, those are sick. Yeah, those are a deadly combination.
Yep. That's funny. I just was at my Unilock rep or dealer yesterday.
Yep.
Looking at those. So.
Oh yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're big Unilock guys. That's probably our prominent dealer in the area. So. Brian, why don't you have on-site fuel yet? I'm joking.
I have a barn.
This was another one of those bar napkin math equations that I did 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Oh yeah, 3 years ago. So you factor all of the time that it takes your guys to go load up here, and then they drive to the gas station, and maybe they're efficient. Cool, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. If they aren't, that's a problem. But maybe they're like super efficient, and it still takes time, and they're clocked in on your clock. Our entire team collectively said, we want this business to grow, and we want to save as much as we can, and be as profitable as we can, so that we can create opportunity for everybody, pay everybody as much as we possibly can. And so one of the big wastes, I think it was like $47,000 a year in wasted actual cost, not like lost production. Like this is like real numbers. And so I extrapolated that out over 12 months and was like, I partnered with Hudson Oil here, and these tanks, I don't know how it goes across the country, but these were free. Hudson just wants us to purchase their oil. We started off with a diesel and an unleaded tank, and just this spring we added the off-road diesel to get the tax credit, tax credited fuel. So that's what we're running here. We do like a Slack channel where the guys just tell how many gallons are, those get put into a spreadsheet so we know how much fuel we're going through and what type and all that stuff. Yeah, that's working out really well.
That's a big green builder.
It's really like, talk about patching the hole. Like my job right now is to patch the holes in the boat, like figure out the big ones, let the small pinholes go, and really hone in on whatever major cost savings we can do. That's like almost my full focus. Dumpster's been awesome. We started out with way too small of a dumpster, like literally for a week or two, packed it, and then we're like, hey, bring the bigger one. We arguably need 2 of these sometimes in the on season, but yeah. And I don't know if you can see that, but a massive branch just broke off of our neighbor's oak tree. Wow. And he's gonna be ticked about that because he's an arborist. This is our tree company right here. Yeah, so this is our tree company too, right next door. So we refer business to Jeff, and then vice versa. So really, really good relationship here. And then employee parking. So this is like, we're trying to figure this out still. like if you pan over here, you can kind of visualize how this is gonna go. So 3 garages, and then that's gonna fill out that entire property line. We might have to, I'm trying to convince the town to let us do like an I think it's Eco Prioria is the Unilock paver that is a permeable paver. So if they let us do that, essentially this entire lot is gonna turn into a dry well holding tank, and then it'll dissipate, and that will meet the needs of, do you know about that? Like the square footage of the square footage of the roofs is non-permeable over the whole 2 acres of the property. So you have to have a certain percentage of permeable land so that you don't get deluges of water that go downriver and totally wreck somebody's property down there. So really important. We're still kind of figuring out how to do that, some layouts. So right now, employee parking is right here. We carved out another 3 spots here because we are growing. So I had to move my son's trampoline over. And this house here is a really interesting story. So my wife and I bought this property over here in 2020. I'm gonna botch that, maybe July 2020, I think. And we moved in. And then we made friends with the couple that lived here, sweet older couple that lived here. Unfortunately, the husband ended up having a heart attack and passing away. We helped this lady get into a better living situation, cashed her out, got her as much cash as she possibly could give her. And she moved on with her son, and they're doing great. So all of that happened right before our garage fire.
Wow.
So had we not purchased this house, we would have had no structure to run the business out of. It would have been very, very painful. I think I would have pivoted and bought more tents or something to get stuff out of the weather, but that's, you know, I'm a silver linings guy. That's kind of just like what I do. I'm not allowed to freak out. I gotta keep it regulated for the whole team. Like, so we ended up purchasing this house, garage fire, and then we ran our company out of these people's house for a whole year. Wheelbarrows in and out of the door. It was hilarious. We can go in here. We're not sure what to do with this. So currently right now, our entire team, field team, meets in here in the mornings. We've got a couple of offices, a bathroom. And when we went away with going to the gas stations, we thought, how do we supplement that? And we ended up kind of building out a little bit of a snack shop. They just vote on whatever they would normally buy. So our shop manager just goes to Sam's, grabs huge bulk orders of everything, brings it in here. We did buy an ice machine. So that's working out really well. And they can do breakfast here and bring stuff on the road. And then we're still building this out. This is just like a locker room that we are trying to figure out. We don't want to put too much money into this because the end goal is to demolish this house and build another one back where the fuel tanks were. Big 40 by 40 or whatever we can get underneath that fire suppression system limit. So we'll build something over there, 2 stories, make that like a rec room and offices and things like that. So this is working out really well. The guys can keep, especially during the snow season, they can keep all their salty boots and everything here. They don't have to take them home. I think some of them do, but that's been working out really well.
Love it.
I think what we're gonna end up doing is building a parking lot out front here. So like when this gets demolished, we will take the gas line, the plumbing, everything, run it back over to the fuel tanks, and then this will be a huge, kind of like what you see across the street here, just a big parking lot. We'll put a landscape buffer, make it look nice. But I gotta start thinking about how many employees' vehicles do I need to, and this is where this caught up to me a little bit. Like I think some of the guys that are buying these 5+ acre lots are probably not gonna have this issue right away, but we're lean and mean, and we're on this little 2 acre lot squeezing every little drop we can out. So I got to figure out how to best architecture, all that stuff, and get that built out. But
that's awesome.
That's it, man.
That's awesome.
That's the HQ. So we'll come into the office here. This was, my wife and I lived here for the last 4 years and renovated it, loved this house, raised our son in this house. We're really thankful to not have to sell it and just keep growing and moving the vision forward. So kitchen here, bathrooms. We've got a conference room over here. This is a cool, we just started doing these. I can't remember if I was talking to you about that or Caleb, but we, for any of our clients that have a project of maybe like 500 to 10,000, somewhere in that range, small project, 1-2 days, you know, we are doing these gifts, and we basically have one of our guys every day come in, and he will grab, oh, I think they're in the freezer in here. He'll grab cookies, and this is just like a thank you for, and we just get one of our guys, his sister actually makes these. So yeah, he'll come in, grab this in the morning, throw it in there. This will thaw out by the end of the day, and then he gets to gift this. It's got a Google review link. And then the biggest thing is we had a client of ours for so long that didn't even know we did hardscape work. So we were cutting her grass, doing her mulching, and like, that was cool. But the patio space that was a 6-figure project ended up going to somebody else, and then she apologized because she didn't even get an estimate from us because she didn't know what we do. Wow. So this is just like a really easy, it's got some pictures of other work that we do, different services and everything. So super easy. I mean, I think we've got maybe $7 tied up in this thing. So that's really cool.
Where'd you get the gloves, by the way?
Works out. Just, one of those big box, I don't know.
Okay.
They're cheap gloves,
yeah,
but
yeah.
We would tear these apart. But a homeowner that just wants to grab a pair of gloves and do some weeding, that would be a cool thing, or planting some flowers or whatever. So that's been really cool. So our shop manager does all of our laundry here, which is awesome because this was our house. So it's kind of like built out for all kinds of different things. I don't think if we like built an office, we'd put laundry machines in. So it's kind of like a fringe benefit, happy little accident. So we wash all of our gloves and towels and stuff there. We took all of our plants to our new house, so we're still building this out. We used to have like a whole forest here. My wife put this plant shelf up. We're somewhat nursing them, but these have definitely taken a hit on the watering schedule. This is our super small conference room that we squeeze 14 people in here sometimes, 14 to 15, 16 if we have some of our out of office staff come in. We've got 3 of these tables, so we'll orient this in like a U shape, and then we'll do presentations on the almighty Vibe board. It is awesome. We've had this for years, and I think it's catching on now. Everybody's getting these. It's pretty cool. Got some Leanscaper content here. I think we're gonna try and figure out how to get some more leadership content and things posted on the walls in here. So that's a focus for this summer, just like a little pet project. And then we'll go up the funky staircase. It's hilarious. It's got like 3 handles to grab on.
Right.
So this was our old bedroom. And so now we've converted this into Jake's office. He does all of our design, build, estimating, sales. So he'll host video walkthrough calls and things like that on his computer there. And this is Milo. Hi, Milo. And we've got my wife and I's office here. And then bathroom here, and then our maintenance. This is my son's old room, our maintenance account manager, estimator. He's got his office in here.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much it.
That's the tour.
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Supremescapes. Looking forward to talking with you.
All right, thanks, brother.